Hello, and welcome to another episode of The Sound Within. My name is Hannah, and I wanted to talk about gratitude. I'm sitting here in my yard, and it's feeling very peaceful. I hear crickets and birds. I'm sitting on my new chair that I got from the store not too long ago. And I'm just really grateful for all of the connections that I've made over the past 6 months or so. And I used to kind of think that TikTok was silly. And when it rebooted, I, for some reason, had interest in exploring. And I thought it was so cool that you could just scroll on your For You page and find people doing all sorts of different cool things in real time and talk to them and interact with them. And you can find people painting, singing, playing instruments, all the stuff. Anything that you could possibly be interested in. You may be able to find a live stream about it. And I found such interest in that for a while until I found my beautiful friend Amber June on there. And I had no idea that our connection would blossom as it has. I'm so lucky to have met her and learned so much from her that I have taken with me in my everyday life. And she always said, I hope that you can take with you some of what came up in the session today. And I truly did. And I still do. And she is my bestest friend in the world now. Not only that, but I was actually given this very own platform that I'm speaking so freely on right now by my lovely friend Gary with Eye Opener Society. That this is his society that he has built by building connections with people, some of which he has never met and have only connected with online on TikTok. That's how he found me, is coming into one of my streams and saying, hey, we'd love to have you on my podcast. And we connected from there, and I got to know him, and he has been a light in my life to actually give me an uncensored platform which I can voice my inner thoughts and inspirations and creations on. And we were just talking not too long ago this morning, and I was talking about how I'm feeling a little burnt out from putting myself in the public eye so much. I think I just put too much pressure on myself. So I'm just going to start doing my live streams Monday, Tuesday, and Friday. Just take a little bit of the load off of me. And it was never supposed to be like that. It was supposed to be fun, just me sharing my healing space with others. However, as I spoke about in my very first episode, there's a lot of energy exchange that goes on in those rooms because you never know what someone's intentions are. And energy, of course, reaches further than our fingertips. So, me with mostly open centers in human design, I'm taking in all of that energy, and I'm not knowing what's mine and what is someone else's. And so I'm just grounding myself in this exact moment and really reflecting on how special the connections that I've made are. Not only the new connections that I've made, but all of my existing connections, including my family, my parents, my siblings, my childhood friends, my high school friends, friends from Florida, and now all of the connections that I've made online in this community. I'm just really grateful, and the power of connection and community is unbelievable. And I know people always say that saying that it takes a village. Mainly they're talking about raising a child. It takes a village. But I think that we all have our inner child that is also requiring a village. And it's so beautiful to know that there's so many good people still out there in the world, because a lot of, I'm not going to speak for everybody, but for me, I have seen a lot of bad, and I've experienced a lot of bad. And so with that, I really just kind of gave up on making connections for a while. I was just stuck in the idea that I had no friends and that I hated people. I would actually say that I hated people, which is so not true. I love people. I have just been failed by some friends and past experiences. I've also failed others. So all we can do is take that and try to be the best person that we can be today. And even if we fail today, we can go to sleep and wake up tomorrow and do it again, because we have this beautiful element that gives us life, which is breath, every single day. And we do it innately to live. Most of us do it with ease. And some of us even struggle with breath, but it still provides life. So I'm sitting here next to the trees in my new chair that I have a back on, which I'm grateful for, because my back was hurting when I was sitting out here meditating and I had nothing to lean on. And so that's another thing that I'm grateful for. I'm sitting here next to these trees that are giving me such beautiful fresh air to inhale into my lungs and release all of the stuck energy that no longer serves me. And me and my partner and my children are going to a corn maze today. This is probably going to be released 2 weeks after we have gone to the corn maze. However, I'm really excited to experience fall activities with my family. This is actually the first holiday season that we are all together for the first time. So I'm so excited to experience that love and that nostalgic feeling that I often talk about, that I so lovingly experienced with my family as a child. And I suppose the message for today's episode is just to remain grateful for everything that we do have and not focus on everything that we don't have.